I'm Carolina. Did you know that Cricut has partnered with Simplicity to put Simplicity patterns in Cricut Design Space? It's so awesome. And today I'm going to show you how to make the Simplicity banana using Cricut Design Space. Ready? Let's get started. Under categories, I'm going to search for Simplicity, which is down at the bottom, starts with an S. And then I'm going to scroll through Simplicity and find the felt fruit. Now you can also type in the exact fruit that you want right up here in the search bar, but I just want to show you some of the different fruit that is available in Simplicity Design Space. So we have a banana, strawberry, orange, apple, carrot, tomato, pumpkin, eggplant, squash, eggs, and an egg carton. Today we're going to be making the banana. I've pulled up the banana. You'll see there's a PDF and we can click on that and that'll give us all of our assembly instructions. It'll give us the materials that we need to cut as well as everything else that we need. And it'll give you tips for preparation. This is great information to have in the store with you when you're looking at supplies that you need to make this or when you're making your shopping list. You don't have to go into the file. All the information you need for prep is right here. This PDF costs $0.00 because I've already paid for the file and I can just go ahead and click make it. The file comes right up. I can hit continue, can load the felt onto my mat and put it into the maker. The material options are limited because we're making felt fruit. So it already knows we want to make it out of felt. Now here it says load the washable fabric pen, the fine point blade, and load the mat. I don't want to use the fine point blade since I'm using my maker. So I can say edit tools and I can pick my rotary blade. I hit continue and now I'm all ready to go. All I have to do is load everything into my maker, press go, and I'll be cutting out my felt banana. So I have my felt banana all cut out. I have all the instructions here in Cricut Design Space for the felt banana. It's just the Simplicity PDF right here. And I have my machine loaded with a neutral thread. I like gray as a neutral, but you can either pick a coordinating thread, like a yellow for this banana, or you can go with a neutral thread, especially if you're going to make several fruits and you don't want to have to switch out your threads between each one. So we can go ahead and follow our instructions, and it's telling us to just start stitching these sections together. Here's my mat with all the pieces cut out. There's two number 1 pieces and a number 2 piece. Remember that the numbers are actually on the wrong side of the fabric, and that's why it's great to have the numbers on there, because some of these, they feel like they're very interchangeable and you don't want to mess them up. So having those numbers lets you know this is the wrong side of my fabric for all my pieces. So I have my 2 pieces right sides together, and I'm going to actually stitch the inside of this curve where this larger piece is right here. Stitching a curve isn't difficult at all. All you want to do is kind of move your fabric and twist it as you're stitching. If you find that you're going to run off the edge of the fabric with your stitches, just go ahead and lift that presser foot up, pivot, and put the presser foot back down, and that'll get you right back on track. Do that as many times as you need to while you're stitching the curve. Once you've made it to the end, just clip your threads. Now it's time to stitch on the 3rd piece. There's only 3 pieces to this banana. It's pretty simple. Make sure that you have that number side out. And we're going to make this curve as we stitch it. And as we stitch it, we're going to find that this point and this point should line up pretty well as we stitch. So let's go ahead and stitch that seam. Because this seam is a final seam, go ahead and take a couple stitches forward and a couple stitches back just to make sure that it's secure. And then you're just going to keep moving this larger piece on top around until it makes it to the other side. You'll see in my banana, the 2 points didn't line up, which is odd. They really should have. I may be a mistake in the pattern in when it was translated, so don't worry about that part at all. As long as your end here and your end here lined up, you're totally fine. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but this time we're going to leave a gap so that we can turn and stuff our banana. So I'm going to go ahead and move up to leave that gap. And stitch all the way to the end. I've got my scissors. I can go ahead and clip these threads from where I left that hole. You can, if you want, clip off any points, but there aren't any points or corners we need to worry about there. Because this is felt and it's pretty forgiving, it's saying that we don't need to clip any of our corners, so we're going to go ahead and turn it right side out. Find that hole and turn. If you're having trouble turning your banana, don't go grab your scissors and start poking into it to try to get it to turn right. These sharp points are going to poke right through your felt. Instead, grab a skewer or chopstick and that's going to help you as you gently turn this right side out. We're not in a big hurry here. Just go ahead and take your time. Pull from the outside and push from the inside, whatever you find is easier and does not put the stress on the seams of your banana. Now that our banana is fully turned, it's ready to stuff. I've got a big bag of silky soft polyfill. You won't need a bag this big to fill all of your pieces. You can just grab a small bag. So you can grab a big piece. This is probably enough for about half because it does really condense a lot. And you just grab small fluffs, put them in, and then you can push it down to the end with your fingers. You can also use your same chopstick or skewer to get it to push down all the way to the end. This is what's really going to give your fruit shape. So be sure that you're stuffing all the way to each end first and then make your way towards the middle. You want this end to be fully stuffed before you move your way up. All right, my banana is about half stuffed. I'm going to keep stuffing. Now that you've fully stuffed your banana, you should have a very firm fruit. This can over time compact, so you really want to stuff it as much as possible right now. You don't want to have to go back and restuff it again later. So get it as firm as you really can. You'll be surprised at how much stuffing you can fit in a small piece of fruit. We're going to go ahead and stitch this closed. To do that, we're going to use a needle and thread. I do like to have a matching needle and thread when I stitch close my fruit. Start by coming up from somewhere inside the fruit and start on one of your seams. You can either cut this tail later or go ahead and shorten it now. We're going to just go ahead and take a couple stitches in this seam. And taking 3 stitches or so right in this seam, it's going to go ahead and act like a knot. Now we're going to take a stitch from this side, right in the same spot that the stitch already is. Let's not wrap the thread around our banana. And then we're going to go across and take a stitch from the other side. This is called a ladder stitch, and you'll soon see why. Then we're going to go to this side, taking that same stitch, and back over, taking a stitch. This could just as easily be called a shoelacing stitch because it really looks like shoelaces as you're stitching it. Remember, you've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so we want to go 1/4 inch away from the edge of the felt. And you want your stitches to be the same length on both sides as you go across. This is going to prevent any puckers. Now, especially if you're new at this, you may not want to go this far before you start lacing up your ladder stitch. And that's pretty easy to do. You start down at the bottom. You just pull on these laces to pull them together. And then go up a couple laces and pull up. And you want to make sure that you're folding those seam allowances in to your fruit into the inside. And if you're doing it right, your stitch should be just about near invisible as you're going along. Making sure to fold that seam allowance in. Felt is very forgiving, so if you do have a couple puckers, it's really not the end of the world. If you're using this felt fruit as a decoration, you'll just put this seam down in whatever your display is so that you can't see any puckers or any difference in the stitching. And if you're giving this to kids to play with, they won't notice the difference. They're just going to have fun playing with their banana. So as you near the end, you can start pinching this closed, and that'll make it even easier to see where you're going to grab the stitch, because you're going to be doing it right on that fold, and then the same on this side. Just pinching that fold, going right across the top. You can always pull these threads. And you'll be doing the same down here, pulling these threads. And you can tuck them in if you like, or you can clip them away. If it's easy enough to tuck them in, just go ahead and tuck them in out of the way. You don't need those tails exposed anywhere. I'm actually going to keep going up just a little bit past my stitches. Since I didn't go forward and back, I want to make sure that I'm overlapping by at least 3 or 4 stitches here. And once I've gotten to the end, then again I'll just do a couple stitches in place. And this will act like a knot at the end by doing just 3 stitches in place. And then you take your thread, your needle, so take your needle, bury it deep into the banana and have it come out somewhere. And then pull it out. Now push on the stuffing of your banana and pull on that thread a little bit to cut your thread as close to the felt as possible. And when you let go, that tail is just going to suck right back in. Go ahead and clip any of your original threads. If you have any batting coming out, you can tug on that or pull it. Just be gentle as you go. And just like that, you've got your finished felt banana. If you do have any numbers showing up on your banana, all you need to do is use a little bit of water and a Q-tip and just wet that, and the blue will just soak right into your batting, and you won't have any numbers or letters showing up on your banana anymore. And that's how easy it is to make this fun little felt banana with simplicity and Cricut Design Space. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I do look for those comments, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel by hitting the subscribe button and then the little bell so you get updates whenever I have a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.